I've been staring at a computer screen for the past 12 hours straight, reading every single thread, comment, and take on this matter. And let me tell you, although the memes are funny, it does not help when trying to find out actual genuine information. Why was Dr. Disrespect banned on Twitch? A question that no one thought would ever get answered. That was until yesterday, June 25th, 2024. 4 years later, almost to the exact day since Twitch cut him off. Now, if you've paid attention to social media at all over the last couple years, then you know about the veil of secrecy around this controversy. Before we dive deep, for some context, Dr. Disrespect, whose real name is Guy Beam, is a larger-than-life character who has been at the top of the live streaming world since its inception.
Why was Dr. Disrespect banned?
Wow, I've never had that one. Whoa! Well, now that I'm on Mrs. Channel, let me tell you what really happened. Okay? So, there was an alien invasion. Okay? Many people did not know about the alien invasion. Okay? Oh. And the aliens actually possessed Dr. Disrespect.
Oh.
Okay? And it actually took over the globe using Twitch.
With the Shungite.
Yes, okay. And so the only way we could save civilization, okay, was to take the action we did. Okay, so it was to save civilization.
When you have the CEO of a multi-billion-dollar company coming up with juvenile lore to describe a serious situation, you can bet that it's pretty shady. The timeline of how this story came to be is rather important. A day after his ban in 2020, a journalist by the name of Slasher tweeted this. Look, for several hours now, I've been told from credible sources the reason Dr. Disrespect has been banned. However, due to the importance and sensitivity around the subject, I have refrained from going on it. I don't feel comfortable with it currently. In the meantime, Dr. Disrespect took a break from streaming only to return to YouTube. And the general consensus was that he himself had no idea why he was banned, and that he was pursuing legal action. March 10th, 2022, 2 years after he was banned, we learned that Dr. Disrespect settled in his lawsuit with Twitch. But as for the reasoning, it was still hush-hush. Moving on. I have resolved my legal dispute with Twitch. No party admits to any wrongdoing. And that was all anyone knew. That was until a couple of days ago when former Twitch employee Cody Connors tweeted he got banned because he got caught sexting a minor in the then existing Twitch Whispers product. He was trying to meet up with her at TwitchCon. The powers that could be read in plain text. Case closed, gang. And then he followed it up with, no one made the wrong decision, fuck him and his boys. Now granted, this was seen by nearly 30 million people, but there was no concrete evidence. And then people started questioning Cody Connors because the way in which he brought about this information, these career-ending accusations, was bizarre. Cody Connors is apparently in a band, and his older tweets say, listen, if all 3 dates sell out, I'll tell you why he got banned. Gamer friends, if you're on the East Coast, you should come to one of these shows. Slasher is coming to the New York date. That's a 500-person room, and we're like 70% on pre-sale. I always act out around Rod. If that show sells out, I'll 100% explain why we banned him during the set. Journalistically speaking, this is a dumpster fire. It's self-explanatory, but he's essentially gatekeeping sensitive information for the sake of monetary and personal gain. But it didn't matter because it blew the lid off the entire thing once again. Slasher comes out of the woodwork and says, I didn't lie. Now everyone is looking at Dr. Disrespect for an answer, and he returned to streaming on Monday, which led Dr. Disrespect to then say this on stream.
For those that are looking for me to expand on this weekend, not gonna. I already said what I needed to say. I don't give a fuck about this guy. That's it.
Although he started the stream on a high note, he ended it rather abruptly. And there is a specific point in time when he seems to look at his phone and then the entire mood shifts.
I know, but you know how we run things here.
As the ominous Elden Ring music ramps up, that's devious. Now, people speculate this was the exact moment he read the headline that he had been fired from his own game development studio, Midnight Society. Now, that could be true, but I would pose another possibility. This could be the exact moment he found out that they were going to run a story on him. On Friday evening, we became aware of an allegation against one of our co-founders, Guy Beam, aka Dr. Disrespect. We assumed his innocence and began speaking with parties involved. And in order to maintain our principles and standards as a studio and individuals, we needed to act. For this reason, we are terminating our relationship with Guy Beam immediately. While these facts are difficult to hear and even more difficult to accept, it is our duty to act with dignity on behalf of all individuals involved, especially the 55 developers and families we have employed along with our community of players. Tuesday morning, a supposed email starts floating around on Twitter from an anonymous source, and it was sent with Proton Mail, which is essentially a burner account. This email is assumed to be fake, and it does offer some defense on Dr. Disrespect's side, but I'm not going to read it because it is conflicting with Dr. Disrespect's own personal statements, which we're about to get into. The Twitch ban. Hello, I'd like to make a quick statement. Let's cut the fucking bullshit. As you know, there's no filter with me. I've always been upfront and real with you guys on anything that I can be upfront about. And I'm always willing to accept responsibility, which is why I'm here now. First and foremost, I do want to apologize to everyone in my community, as well as those close to me, my team, and everyone at Midnight Society Game Studio. A lot of people have been left in the dark about what happened yesterday with Midnight Society and I, and we made the painful decision collectively to have me step down. Our team is full of incredibly talented and good people that have high career ambitions and families, and I'd never want to jeopardize the culture we have carefully crafted. Everyone has been wanting to know why I was banned on Twitch, but for reasons outside of my control, I was not allowed to say anything for the last several years. Now that 2 former Twitch employees have publicly disclosed the accusations, I can now tell you my side of the story regarding the ban. Were there Twitch whisper messages with an individual minor back in 2017? The answer is yes. Were there real intentions behind these messages? The answer is absolutely not. These were casual, mutual conversations that sometimes leaned too much in the direction of being inappropriate, but nothing more. Huh? What does that even begin to mean? The semantics are important here because this is riddled with legalese and Japanese. Conversations implies more than one conversation, and sometimes means more than once. Leaned too much in the direction of being inappropriate, but nothing more. That is the biggest downplay of a lifetime. And the word inappropriate is doing some heavy lifting. Nothing illegal happened, no pictures were shared, no crimes were committed. I never even met the individual. I went through a lengthy arbitration regarding a civil dispute with Twitch, and that case was resolved by a settlement. Let me be clear, it was not a criminal case against me, and no criminal charges have ever been brought against me. So he admitted that he messaged a minor, and the conversations became inappropriate sometimes in 2017. Which means it took Twitch 3 years to ban him. Why? What the fuck were they doing? Second of all, if these were explicit messages, if they were sexual in nature and criminal, why isn't he in jail? If you do the math, 2017 was 7 years ago, which means Dr. Disrespect was 35 years old. If I found out my hypothetical kid was having inappropriate messages with a 35-year-old man, I'm killing someone. What's insane to me is if you're a top-level creator, you have one job. Don't endanger, message, or interact with minors. How is that so hard? Why does everyone fuck this up? I did some digging through Twitch's policies over the years, and in order to use their service, you have to be 13 years or older. And if you're under the age of 18, you would need parental consent to sign up to the website. Now, I've parsed through a bunch of information out there claiming that the Whispers feature, the private messages, require the individuals to be 18 or older, which is not true. As long as you're signed into a Twitch account, which means 13 plus, you can use the feature. He continues by saying, now, from a moral standpoint, I'll absolutely take responsibility. I should have never entertained these conversations to begin with. That's on me. That's on me as an adult, a husband, and a father. Well, he cheated on his wife back in 2017, allegedly at TwitchCon, and as a father, you should know not to fucking message children. So I don't believe him? It should have never happened. I get it. I'm not perfect and I'll fucking own my shit. This was stupid. Now, with all this said, don't get it fucking mistaken. I've seen all the remarks and labels being thrown around so loosely. Social media is a destruction zone. I'm no fucking predator or pedophile. Are you kidding me? Anyone that truly knows me fucking knows where I stand on those things with those types of people. Fuck that. That's a different level of disgust that I fucking hate even hearing about. Don't be labeling me as the worst of the worst with your exaggerations. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. But I think I've said what I needed to say regarding the ban itself. That's it. That's why Twitch made the decision in 2020. To my team, community, industry friends that have supported me, I apologize. I wish I could have said this all sooner. You guys have always showed me and my family love and support throughout these years. We love you guys like you can't imagine. I have the fucking best community and circle. If any of this has made you uncomfortable, I get it. You don't have to support me anymore, but just know you have always been greatly appreciated. But trust me when I say this, to all my haters that live and breathe social media with zero real-life experience, I don't give a fuck about you. Finally, if you're uncomfortable with this entire statement and think I'm a piece of shit, that's fine. But I'm not fucking going anywhere. I'm not the same guy that made this mistake all those years ago. I'm taking an extended vacation with my family, as mentioned on stream, and I'm coming back with a heavy weight off my shoulders. They want me to disappear. Yeah, fucking right. Right when the news dropped on Twitter, his closest friends and collaborators over the years began to disavow him, which, rightfully so. But did anyone call this guy? Hey, Doc. Is it fucking true or not? Did you know? I just hate the way information comes out. It's so cringe. Truthfully, I don't know if Dr. Disrespect is a boomer with a mental disability or he's moving funny for legal purposes. However, the fact remains, he edited one single thing in this entire statement twice. And for those of you who don't know, you can see the metadata as a Twitter user. The first version included individual minor. Then he took out minor. Then, when he was called out, he added it back. In that entire statement, there was a very specific omission. Did he know whether or not he was talking to a minor? And for some, that makes all the difference. If Dr. Disrespect didn't know the minor's age at the time this took place, I would go live and tattoo it on my forehead. I would scream it from every rooftop in Manhattan. But why didn't he include that? This is the one thing that could potentially clear some of this up. Second of all, what did the messages say? To me, it's pretty cut and dry. He is a 35-year-old adult who's married with children. What the fuck are you doing? The accusations, combined with Dr. Disrespect's own statement on the matter, are cemented in a Bloomberg article written by Cecilia D'Anastasio, who, interestingly enough, replied to a question from a Redditor 5 months ago. Do reporters really know why the doc was banned? And if they do, why have they not reported on it? Great question that I can't comment on. Which tells me this story has been in the works. And the thing about mainstream media is they're not going to risk running a story prematurely if they don't have facts, sources, and verified information, which tells me this could be the nail in the coffin. Guy Beam, known online as Dr. Disrespect, is one of the top video game celebrities on social media with 4.7 million YouTube subscribers. The article reads, he was banned 4 years ago by Amazon.com Inc.'s Twitch for violating its community guidelines. The chat app Discord followed, removing him from its partnership program after a report from a, quote, trusted industry peer, according to a spokesperson who didn't identify the actual source. The reasons for his banishment from Twitch were never given, but 3 people with knowledge of the matter said Beam was removed because he exchanged sexually explicit messages. That is a lot different than leaned inappropriately sometimes. And if it turns out Bloomberg is actually exaggerating the nature of the messages, keyword sexually, I mean, that is a defamation case of a lifetime. Dr. Disrespect is looking at an insane payout. But they have the sources, and they ran the story, so It's not looking good. He also asked a minor about her plans at the TwitchCon convention, according to two of the people who asked not to be identified discussing such a sensitive matter. That's also a massive problem, because for this to be criminal in the state of California, there has to be intent to meet up. Was he going to meet up with this person and Twitch stopped it? I don't know. A complaint was later filed with Twitch through its reporting system, the two said. And knowing the gravity of the situation, why did it take so long to ban Doc? 3 whole years passed. I'll be covering this story as it develops because, honestly, I don't even think we saw the worst of it yet. Now that the floodgates are open, it is only a matter of time before new information, new potential sources, and new accusations come forward. I guess we'll see what happens. Philion to a million.